I had to restart this live because the stupidity is just crazy right now, man. Paolo Charo, number one to Orlando. Number two pick is Holmgren. That's a pick that makes sense. Houston had no choice but to go with Jabari Smith. May work out better for them. They need a bigger guy, so he makes sense. Number four, Keegan Murray. Why? I'm not sure what you're getting here. I'm lost. Not a lottery pick. Not a lottery pick. These guys don't watch basketball. They don't know basketball. Sign up to my channel. They don't watch basketball. They don't know talent. He's okay role player, man. He's good. He's a good role player, man. He's not a lottery pick.
Shoots 40% for three. So he's a good shooter. He's excellent out of the post. He's in the 99th percentile out of the post to the mid post.
Absolutely. And I like him. He reminds me a little bit of Pascal Siakam. You know, able to take advantage of little guys when he has the mismatch at the size and length. Knows how to play his role at times. Plays off the ball well. Active in the places on the defensive side. Turning it into transition points. And that's what I like about Keegan Murray is his size, his athleticism, along with his IQ and his feel for the game.
And he's got great hands. He catches everything. You mentioned the deflections he gets. He may not be the most dynamic guy standing in front of people, but he makes great recoveries.
Absolutely.
And he always is in the right position. He talks. He's got everything. It's just he's not the spectacular athlete that's going to jump off the page. But when you look at the page at the end of the game, he's scratched in every important category.
Do you like the way that he fits with this group?
I do, especially alongside De'Aaron Fox, right? The Kings have showed us that they're committed to him and that De'Aaron Fox is their franchise player. Why not add a wing? The wing is the most important position in the NBA
right now.
Think about it. The Golden State Warriors won because of Andrew Wiggins and the way that he was able to play defensively and offensively. No more what the Lakers had, those cook wings. You need those young wings that sit in the sink, that's raw, that's seasoned, that's ready to go into the oven.
The barbecue wings, the buffalo wings, if you will.
No more cooked wings. I want the wings that's been out on the stove all night.
Okay, I understand. All right, let's go to Detroit because they are currently on the clock. So Cade Cunningham, obviously, he was drafted number 1 overall last year. Detroit, they're still trying to figure out how to crack the East. It's become a tougher conference with Boston dominating, with the Milwaukee Bucks dominating. The Brooklyn Nets are hopeful. But let's take a look at exactly where the Detroit Pistons are now. So Cade Cunningham, all rookie first team this last season, but less than 25 wins for the third straight season. Remember, there's head coach Dwayne Casey. The projected second most cap space this offseason. So might we see, actually it's the most after the trade, so might we see them add a star caliber player along with their pick here first?
Absolutely, and I think the guy that stood out to me is Ivy, right? You can see him pairing up alongside Cade Cunningham. The great thing about Cade is that he's really that point forward type player. Not only can he get his, but he's great at facilitating for others. And I know Troy Weaver, last year he was very, very high on Jalen Green, right? He loved his athleticism. He loved his explosiveness. And now he actually has a chance to actually get a somewhat version of Jalen Green in Ivy.
Well, obviously, we saw, as Adrian Wojnarowski reported, the departure of Jeremy Grant from the Detroit Pistons. He's on his way.
Ivy and Cunningham, that's a nice lineup.
There for the Pistons. Some more
Ivy
to go along with their young core.
Yeah, and one name comes to mind: DeAndre Ayton, right? Another man's trash is another man's treasure. And when we talk about DeAndre Ayton, we're talking about a guy that could average 20, 10, and 3 blocks in this league. We're talking about a guy that is everything that you want in that power forward / center position. And I think Troy Weaver has his eyes on DeAndre Ayton. That's why he made room for him. And he's only 23 years of age. So he's still young that you can put him in right with the young core that you already have.
But if they do end up going with Jaden Ivey with this pick, why does he fit as an NBA-ready team that's hoping to crack that drought for them?
I mean, if you're going best available player, I think this is the best available player at number 5, and I don't think there's much question about it. You know, Jaden Ivey's the best athlete in this draft.
Right.
I mean, he's the best athlete in this draft. You mentioned Troy Weaver like Jalen Green's athleticism. If he likes athleticism, Jaden Ivey's got it.
I think that might make a little bit of sense in Detroit. Detroit basketball. All right, the pick is in. Let's get it to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 5th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select Jaden Ivey from Purdue University.
My dudes, this is sleeper pick right here, my niggas. This is a sleeper pick. I'm doing my haircut. Let me tell you something. First pick, what the fuck is Orlando doing? I don't know, but he is a good player. Number 2 pick, Chet. You already got Pokovetsky. You already got Darius Baisley. Number 3 pick, Jabari Smith. He kind of fits in good, so I'm okay. This pick, 4th pick, bullshit. Keegan Murray, bullshit. He's not a 4th pick. He's not a lottery guy. This 5th pick right here, oh, Lord. Woo-wee. Cade Cunningham and freaking Jaden Ivey together. Who put some respect on the Pistons? They got something coming. Watch out for the boys. They got Marvin Bagley. They got cap space. Watch out for the Pistons next year. I'm not going to front. OKC not going to be bad either. But they got too many of the same guys. But they maybe play Chet at the 4. Maybe Darius Baisley at the 3. Pokovetsky come off the bench. They got a little something. I think they needed a shooting guard, though. But this is a nice pickup, yo. This makes sense. Sacramento, you guys are stupid. Let me finish my haircut.
You were mentioning Jaden Ivey. He's the second Purdue underclassman to be named to the first team All-American in the last 92 years. But really the story, the connection between him and his mom as a coach, as a player, is just so wonderful. Who has she coached him to become, Jay?
Well, a dynamic and explosive guard who is great in transition. His speed is remarkable. He's in the open floor. He's fantastic. He can change speed, but he's got a gear that very few other players have. It's Ja Morant type speed and explosiveness with Dwayne Wade type length. He's improved his shooting over the last year. Catch and shoot. He can get his own, and he's got deep range. He doesn't shoot a great percentage, but he can run off screens and makes good reads and cuts with great speed. And when he gets downhill, forget it.
And we talked about his mom coaching Ja Morant. This guy has Ja Morant written all over him. When you talk about a dynamic, athletic guard that can get to the basket and finish above the rim, a guy that's real quick and shifty with the basketball coming downhill, and he will punch it on you and let you know about it. That's the thing I love about the kid out here, Ja Morant.
Well, it's not really a surprise that he's compared to Ja Morant. I mean, look at him, his mom. I said it before, but I will say it again. She was an assistant coach with the Memphis Grizzlies. I just want to reiterate, as we continue to celebrate Title IX and the strides that women have made, that it is still rare to see that. And so shout out her and shout out Jaden Ivey. I just want to take a look at this moment again, because this, I can't say it enough. This is what it's about. It is not just a player getting drafted into the NBA. It is a journey the entire family is going on. That is the look of a proud mother, of a proud parent who says, you know what, baby, that's a job well done.
And this, Malik, is, I think, where the draft gets really interesting.
Yeah.
Because I do think most observers and most basketball people had this top 5. It might have been in a different order, but this was the 5 we expected to be gone by now. What happens next, I think, is really a crapshoot because there are
In the best way.
there are a number of different. Well, you can shoot craps, but there are a number of different things that are going to happen here that we haven't anticipated.
Yeah.
And there are a number of different ways teams can go. I think this is where the draft really starts.
So if the draft really starts here and you put on your GM hat, who are you thinking is the best available?
Well, you got Shady Sharp for Kentucky, who's the mystery man. We haven't seen him play in 8 or 9 months in 5-on-5 play, but a dynamic athlete that can really shoot it. Daniels out of the G League, who is a spectacular defender. Ben Matherin from Arizona, who Woj reported yesterday, but they was being looked at in the top 5 a couple days ago and throughout the draft process. So there are a number of different ways that you could go with this number 6 pick.
Well, guess what? The pick is in, so we get to find out which of those best available will no longer be available. Let's send it back over to the commissioner.
Let's see what we got, baby. Let's see what we got. Shaden Sharp, Benedict Maturin.
In the 2022 NBA
I gotta go with Benedict here.
the Indiana Pacers select Benedict Matherin.
I knew that was right.
Montreal, the NBA
Sac passe, not boule. Okay. I agree with this one. Makes sense.
Gotta make sure the fit is done.
Wow.
Moments for Ben Matherin and his family. What do they say, Jay? Bear down?
Bear down, baby.
Bear down, baby. So
There we go.
he's a talented scorer. He actually grew up in Montreal. His parents, though, are from Haiti. He attended the NBA Academy in Mexico City initially, and I thought this was really interesting. He struggled with the language barrier and
Ain't that crazy? But let me tell you, Montreal got them hoes, boy. Montreal got the chicks, baby. Hey, man, he going in now. That's why he had that little incident, man. They got the chicks out there. Parlez-vous français? Oh, my God. So, Shaden Sharp doesn't get picked up here. Interesting what we got here for Indiana. Rebuilding process. Not much to say about these dudes. They rebuilding, trying to, put people in places. Malcolm Brogdon looks like he's gone. This is one of my leapers, man. This is one of my. Oh, good night. I love this pick. They've had similar guys like him on their squad. I just hate that he's there. Actually, when you think about what's the dude's name, the African guy on the what's his name? Whatever. The guy on the Heat that used to be an all-star. He has a similar upside to him. I should know his name.
Absolutely. I got OG and Ginobili. When you talk about his size, his athleticism, his strength, being able to spot up and shoot threes, but also being able to somewhat be a two-way player on the wing position. You talk about how
I don't know, man.
He reminds me a lot of OG.
OG, not OG Anunoby, not Moses Moody.
Not Moses.
Benedict Matherin taken by the Indiana Pacers. And the party isn't just happening here in Barclays Center. It's also happening in Mexico. I mentioned he attended the NBA Academy. So the party is going global. The party is going global for him. Here's behind the scenes with Paolo Banchero, who was taken number 1 overall. I think you might be right, Jay. That's a pretty good scoop. Yo, Ghetto Banchero. We will have more of the NBA draft coming up after this.
This kid is sensational. Orlando Magic select Paolo Banchero, Duke University.
What's up? This is Jaden Ivey, and this is my first connection. I fell in love with the game watching my mom coach women's college basketball. I'm traveling more now than I ever have, so I definitely stay connected with my mom.
It's fitting that you're getting drafted to the University of Canada.
The opportunity that Title IX afforded my mom as a player and then as a coach provided me with the backdrop to where I fell in love with this game.
There's no way, shout it. Whoa! No, you gotta be kidding. Unbelievable.
Rack them up, Chi-Town.
Stealth mode?
Yeah.
Don't peek.
PTA meetings end at 9.
Oh, got lost.
Great.
The Lexus RX, built for modern families. Try Taco Bell's new $2 cheesy double beef burritos.
What if they told you you changed the game?
This is crazy.
What if they said you bring the franchise back to prominence?
Can't ask for nothing better than that.
What if they said you be the newest Magic Act?
That's amazing.
What if they said no matter where your name appears on this wall, the future is yours to create?
What's the next phase of the NBA draft?
Woo-wee!
Yeah. Oh. New shoes. New shoes.
Booking.com helps you find and book just what you want. Find your perfect place to stay. Booking.com. Yeah.
Get business internet from Verizon, the network businesses rely on. Ditch cable and switch to Verizon Business Internet with fast, reliable solutions nationwide. Find the perfect solution for your business from the network businesses rely on.
I'm what you call a boutique hotel. I'm looking to provide a more unique experience. Do you like single origin coffee over a game of chess? Me too.
NBA Draft 2022 is presented by State Farm. For surprisingly great rates, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to the 2022 NBA Draft. And right break, the Portland Trailblazers were on the clock. Let's see who our friend Mike Schmitz and company picked.
With the 7th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Shaedon Sharpe from London, Ontario, and the University of Kentucky.
Chauncey!
Two Canadians go back.
I'll tell you what, this is a nice pickup, guys. Portland looking good. Nice pickups. Jeremy Grant, adding Shaedon Sharpe, got Anthony Simons, got Dame Lillard. Yo, ain't bad. Let's go ahead and look at their roster real quick. Let's get busy where we get busy at, man. You know what it is. Hang on this slow ass computer.
Glendale, Arizona, became the national #1 ranked high school prospect, and then he burst onto the scene in Kentucky.
These Canadian guys taking over.
Actually play at Kentucky. He practiced, so we're talking about practice, and that's when scouts they came to see him there. But now, exactly who are we getting? We can see him there taking his hat, heading to Portland, shaking hands with Commissioner Adam Silver. But I mentioned that he's a man of mystery, Jay. Kentucky fans hadn't seen him play in a game, so who exactly are the Trailblazers getting?
Well, they didn't see him play because he reclassed from the 2022 high school class to go to college in January. He was the #1 player in that 2022 high school class. He's a 6'6" wing. He's got a 7-foot wingspan. And when I go to see Kentucky practice, I was supposed to be watching the team, and I was transfixed watching Shaedon Sharpe work out on his own with a coach on the side. He's a high wire act, strong lower body, really fluid, and just a high wire act that can get above the rim. But he can also really shoot it. He's got an excellent stroke. Great range on his shot there. You can see the explosive that he's got. You mentioned he played for the Canadian national team. He's just wired to score, but great potential and a really high ceiling on him as a super talented wing.
I can't wait to see him play in Portland. So I mentioned that he's from London, but not London, England, London, Ontario. So that means, look, multiple Canadian-born players drafted in the same lottery. Benedict Mathurin tonight and Shaden Sharp join a slew of other guys that you can see on their screen there. Shaden Sharp, once again, he is headed to Portland to team up with Dame Dalla, Damian Lillard. It'll be interesting to see how they all fit and gel there. But speaking of Portland, but not exactly speaking of Portland, we have the New Orleans Pelicans. They are on the clock with the number 8 pick. And so the Trailblazers, right? CJ McCollum departed the Blazers. He is now with the Pelicans. What do you like here, Perk?
You know, when I think about the Pelicans, right, it's about continuing to add depth for young bigs. I believe that they could, that they could develop.
Yeah.
I like kid Jalen from Duke. I think he would fit well with the Pelicans as far as just his growth, coming in and being that Willie Green has done an exceptional job. CJ McCollum has came in and been that leader that they needed, that voice in the locker room with his play on and off the floor. So when I think about the Pelicans, I think they can't go wrong with big at this moment.
Well, when I think about the Pelicans, you know who I think about?
Zion.
I think about Zion Williamson. I mean, like, that's who we have to think about. Obviously, we didn't see a whole lot of Zion Williamson recently. He's been recovering from that foot injury, Kendrick Perkins. To you, I mentioned it earlier, the West is just so incredibly stacked. But with the core of CJ McCollum, of Zion Williamson, not to mention Brandon Ingram, how do you see them faring in the West this year?
You know what? They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. If they can stay healthy, we watched what they did the last part of the season. We watched Brandon Ingram take that leap as a young superstar. And we know what Zion Williamson is capable of doing. If he comes back and he's the Zion that we saw before the injury, they're going to be a real problem in the Western Conference.
Not to mention, we saw them. I was at that game when they got out of the play-in tournament, when they made it into the playoffs. The energy that they had, the electricity that they had. This is a team that does not want to be messed with. They want to go out and have something to prove. But what's the missing piece for them here, Jay? Who do you see them taking?
Well, if they want a big guy, Jalen Duren of Memphis is the next guy I would have on the board. If you're looking for a shot blocker, Mark Williams is still on the board. But there are a number of ways they can go. I mean, Dyson Daniels from out of the G League is an excellent defender.
Absolutely, and they have a couple of excellent defenders on that team. Mr. Steal Your Ball is on that team. Hey, you can't have too many good defenders. The pick is in. Let's send it to Commissioner Adam Silver once again.
With the 8th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Pelicans select Dyson Daniels from Bendigo, Australia, the NBA Global Academy in Australia, and the NBA G League's Team Ignite.
Dyson Daniels headed to New Orleans. And his suit is headed into our drip conversation for sure. At 15, he was playing for the NBA Global Academy in Australia alongside Thunder guard Josh Giddey. He grew up around basketball. His dad played for NC State. He was actually deciding between G League Ignite and the NBL, and it was a little bit of a surprising decision. He went to the Ignite. When he got there, he had to adjust to the physicality of the game a little bit, right, Jay? But he wound up leading the Ignite in assists and steals. What exactly are we going to see from him in the NBA?
Well, you mentioned it. He's an NBA-ready defender, leading the G League Ignite and assists and steals, as you mentioned. He can handle it. He rebounds at a high rate, at 17 rebounds in a G League game earlier this season. But he can guard multiple spots. And his matchup, he held his matchup to 37% from the field. He's a good handler, and he's a very good passer. He's got good vision, a solid finisher. He reminds me a little bit with his size and his length. He's got a 6'11" wingspan. He reminds me a little bit of Matisse Thybulle when he came out of Washington. But he's actually a little bit bigger than Thybulle. And he's not focused on offense because he's such a good team player. but I think he's a good offensive player. He's just not a guy that is wired to score and looking to score all the time. But his defensive chops, he's ready to defend in the NBA right now.
I want to see the defensive standoff between him and Jose Alvarado in the gym. Like, I want to see that go down big.
And that's in her zones. And again, look, they're loading up at the wing position. And with like all the offensive firepower that the Pelicans have, this is a pick that they actually needed just to continue to add depth, right? You don't know if a guy's going to get in foul trouble come postseason time because they will be in the postseason. But you want to groom them and slowly bring them along. But you got the best in front of them that you don't have to rush the process.
Absolutely. Hey, you got to trust the process. Don't rush the process. But I mentioned that this is sort of a different path that we're seeing more and more guys take, going through the G League in order to get to the NBA now. So in the last 2 years, we've seen a couple of top 10 guys be drafted through the G League Ignite. Your guy, Jalen Green, NBA champion. Put some respect on his name, Jonathan Kuminga. And then now Dyson Daniels-Jones.
Well, the G League Ignite is a little bit different than the G League overall. These young prospects now have different choices to make. And the idea that you can't develop in the G League has always been wrong. Because all you're doing is basketball, and you're doing it on an NBA level with NBA coaching. I still think college is the best way to go, but with Overtime Elite, the G League Ignite, there are other options for development, and it's proven that it works. I mean, we're seeing guys getting drafted. We'll see how they do in the NBA. You mentioned Jonathan Kuminga and Jalen Green. Those guys have done very well very early, but we're going to see how this goes. It gives players another solid option to develop as an NBA player.
Well, Jonathan Kuminga in particular, it was in part the system that he was put into that allowed him to succeed at this level. I know you're a big fan of Jalen Green. What have you seen as the difference, perhaps the secret sauce for your wings, if you will, that the G League Ignite or the G League provides?
Well, I think, you're going against grown men, right? So when you're in the G League and you're playing against other professionals, you're going against guys that's actually fighting to get 10-day contracts into the league. So it's a different experience. And then also I love how the transition of the coaches, right? You have more NBA coaches that's down there working with these guys, putting them in NBA sets, getting them NBA ready, working on their body, keeping them around their NBA atmosphere. I always tell people, there's nothing that will get you ready like being in the NBA or being somewhere around the NBA. Well, that's the only thing they can.
Which is a great point. But the G League, I think the outsiders used to be seen as an insult, and it's not. It's an option.
Right.
And the development option there is a good one. It's not the only option.
Right.
College is a great one, especially now with NIL opportunities, and Overtime Elite is a good one. But we're seeing the G League starting to, you're having players catapult out of that right into the top of the draft.
Well, development used to literally be in the name and the title of the league. It's what it does. It's what we want to kind of continue to see those guys. Perk, you actually played in the G League.
I did. And the other opportunity is that you're able, NBA scouts are able to watch guys in the G League a little bit more, right? They're able to be around and go to games a little bit more. They're playing the opponents. Those guys are able to come to the games and watch the other players, and I think that's a great thing too for a lot of guys that's going to the G League out of high school.
Well, we're gonna maybe see a couple more guys, especially over the next couple of years, take that path through the G League to the NBA. We've been chatting. The San Antonio Spurs, they have been on the clock. DeJounte Murray, he's had an incredible year. I mean, 21.1 points, 8.3 rebounds, 9.2 assists. By the way, all of those Kendrick Perkins are career highs. He led the NBA. I didn't know this. He led the NBA with 138 steals, first career All-Star selection. I mean, just an incredible season for him. What do you want to see, the type of player he needs to be paired with in order to bring him to the next level?
You know what? I'm gonna stay with the big, right?
Big Perk's gonna stay with the big. Shocking.
Because here's why: when you look at when you have a point guard like Murray that's willing to not only create for himself but create for others, you need a dynamic roller. You need a live threat at the basket. You need a guy that's going to have your back and be able to anchor the pick and roll. You need a guy that when you get beat off the dribble, he's going to be there to protect the rim and have your back at the rim.
Big Perk rapping with a big. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe I'm the only one who thinks this is funny. Perk, what's your middle name?
Ladera.
middle name is essentially little. Big, little parts. Like, that's I'm just saying.
I don't think little is in play here.
I don't think it's in play either. But who is in play for the San Antonio Spurs?
I think Jalen Duren, who we mentioned before from Memphis, is just a man-child. Long arms.
Park loves us.
I mean, he can block shots, rebound, run the floor, good short roller. He's in play. If you're talking about a big guy, we mentioned Mark Williams from Duke, one of the best shot blockers and rim protectors, guy who's a great lob threat. So there are a number of different options they would have, and if you wanted to go with a wing, I would think that Johnny Davis of Wisconsin would be the wing you'd go with there. AJ Griffin also still on the board from Duke, who's arguably the best shooter on the board.
Well, and one of the things I've said, I'm going to sound like a broken record by the end of the night, but this is such an incredibly deep draft day. On any other given year, some of these guys, they'd be drafted even higher than what we're seeing now, correct?
Absolutely. I think in other drafts, but you're looking at a bunch of different guys that have different skill sets.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a big guy, all that, I think now you can start talking about need, but I'd still go with the best available player.
Well, and you can see the best available players there. AJ Griffin, Jalen Duren, Johnny Davis. There's so many, but we get to find out who it is. The pick is in, and the Commissioner Adam Silver is here to tell us who it is.
With the 9th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the San Antonio Spurs select Jeremy Sohan from Milton Keynes, England, and Baylor University.
What a wonderful moment for Jeremy Sohan and his family. Hey, Clark, would you dye your hair that color?
You know what? For the right price, I would. You know what I mean? I would. I mean, I'd try anything, to be honest with you.
Well, Sohan's backstory is unique. Both of his parents, they played Division II college basketball in Oklahoma, but he actually grew up in England. His late father, Ryan Williams, played professionally, and Sohan's mother, she has Polish citizenship, so that allowed him to play for the Polish national team. And then at Baylor, he was known for just that. He was known for his different, unique hair colors. He contemplated which one he was going with for the draft for a little bit, but I like the blonde that he ended up with. He's a second Baylor freshman drafted after Quincy Miller in 2012. I love this. I just love this kid. His mom's advice to him when he began to play was, be cheeky. How have we seen him be cheeky?
That's pretty good. My mom's advice was learn Italian. Jeremy Sohan is another one of these big sort of wings, 6'9". He's got a 7-foot wingspan and really versatile on both ends of the floor. He can guard 1 through 5, and he held his matchup to 25% shooting when he was guarding him. So he's got a great frame, a long reach, and he moves really smoothly laterally and obviously north-south. He's got active hands, gets steals, and really good off the ball as a cutter. And Scott Drew at Baylor used him as a point guard at times late in the season, but an active rebounder, averages about 9 rebounds per 36 minutes. Played on the Polish men's national team.
Yeah.
His offense, he's still a little raw. He's got a ways to go, but Jeremy Sohan has a ton of potential.
Well, and you can see, excuse me, he's not headed to the Knicks. Spike Lee, what are we doing here? But the Knicks, they're coming up. Their pick is coming up shortly. And also in the next segment, Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga is going to be joining us on set. Stay tuned for that. We'll be right back.
A lot of people assume NBA players can reach anything, just like they assume they can't afford great insurance. But State Farm has rates to fit any budget.
Here you go. Thanks, John.
He's your master.
Thanks, Boulevard.
Need me to reach anything else?
No.
Because I can reach it.
The surprisingly great rates to fit any budget, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Verizon just gave us all a brand new iPhone 13.
We've been customers for years. I thought new phones were for new customers. We got iPhone 13s too, switched to Verizon 2 minutes ago.
Ours were busted, and we still got a shiny new one.
Check it out. So wait, everybody gets the same great deal.
I think that's the point.
Now everyone can get a new iPhone 13 on us, on America's most reliable 5G network.
Can I have a phone?
For every customer, current, new, everyone. to show the love.
It's still the E-Fresh refresh. It's always refreshing everything. Like the Baja Steak and Jack. Power high with tender shaved steak, topped with delicious triple jack cheese. Now kick it up a notch with smoky Chipotle sauce.
Yep, they're constantly refreshing.
It's the only commercial. Subway keeps refreshing. There's a maniac who seeks to end us all. The greatest team ever. Call Valkyrie to the audience. And Jane, the old ex-girlfriend. Jamie Foster. Jamie Foster. For Love is Better. Rated PG-13. Tickets on sale now.
You inspired the Lexus ES to be, well, more you. So thank you. We hope you like your work. Are you the one I love? Inspire soldiers to follow your lead. See your vision clearly, get there decisively. Explore more than 200 careers at GoArmy.com.
The Edge Pizza from Pizza Hut is back. Loaded with toppings all the way to the edge of a thin and crispy crust. I think I just blacked out and ate like 6 slices. Where am I? Am I in a pizza commercial? The Edge from Pizza Hut. You know what our Pizza Hut?
Good morning.
More treatment.
We're going to try something different today.
Oh, so pretty.
Dogs bring out the good in us. Pedigree brings out the good in them.
We live here in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. Been a Nets fan since the early 90s.
Being a Black-owned business, our children get to see there's more than one way to be successful. Maybe they can do it one day too.
Champion Black businesses as we share the NBA Finals stage together.
There are notable anniversaries that we need to take a look at here. James Worthy, 3-time NBA champion, 7-time All-Star. That was 1982. And then we have David Robinson, 10-time NBA All-Star. I was about to say Shaquille O'Neal. But this is the 1995 MVP. And let me just get out the way because he's a 2-time champion. And then it's Shaquille O'Neal, 4-time NBA champion. Just an easy 15-time All-Star who can also throw down and pull down the basket. Tim Duncan, 5-time NBA champion. He's a 2-time league MVP. One of the reasons that I fell in love with basketball. And then there's Yao Ming, 8-time All-Star. Take a look at what he can do. And then last, but certainly not least, let's get just a smidge more modern. It's Anthony Davis, 8-time All-Star, 2022 NBA champion with the Los Angeles Lakers. You can see it there. It was in the bubble. Strange time with virtual fans that were actually in the building. Do you think you can pull down a backboard?
Woo-wee! The question is,
The answer is yes. All right, the pick is in. Let's get into Commissioner Alex Silver. You said nerves.
With the 10th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Johnny Davis from the University of...
Not bad. They already got CRISPR, though. They got CRISPR already, so I'm not sure about this pickup.
Johnny Davis is headed to the Washington Wizards to team up with Bradley Beal and company. So Johnny Davis, he was a 3-star recruit out of high school, entered the NBA after just a remarkable...
Maybe Bill's leave. No, Bill may be traded. He's not a starter to me, though. He's a nice piece.
He told me he's a versatile guard that can score at all 3 levels. He just loves to compete and wants to help his teammates win. That's exactly what you want to hear if you are an NBA team. Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Jimmy Butler, that's who he patterns his game after game. Do you see any resemblance?
No. No. Well, he light-skinned like Jamal Murray. Might as well call him that.
I think he's a complete player, but he's best when the lights really are brightest. Against top 25 opponents, he averaged 24 points a game, including 37 on the road at Purdue. He was fantastic at Indiana.
This next, this pick here is just another role player. The Knicks, let's see if they get a big, because they trying to get Mitchell Robinson may not be re-signed. Maybe they get Jalen Durant. That's an interesting pick right there.
On the defensive end to shoot the gap and get steals, and he rebounds his position. He's not a knockdown 3-point shooter, but he can get his own, and he's a really good wing scorer.
All right, Knicks fans, listen up. It is your time. The time is now. Oh, see, look, the fans are in the building. They are standing up. They are standing up in anticipation of who the New York Knicks are gonna pick, and somewhere Spike Lee is sweating.
They're gonna put whoever it is anyway.
Please don't fumble the bag. We're gonna need security getting up.
All right, let's just take a look at how exactly we got here. One playoff series win in the last.
Let me tell you something.
Seasons, and let me tell you, I was living in New York City at the time. The Garden was.
I don't want to talk in bullshit. They got a couple European guys. They got a couple longs. The Jovic kid is interesting here. Okay, Jovic is an interesting pick right now. I'll be honest with you. There's nothing that great in this draft that you can't get in free agency. Resign Mitch. Why not go for a stretch? The Jovic kid could be the next coming Kristaps Porzingis with handle. I know it's a stretch right here, but look what's on the board, man. Ty Washington, you already got that. You got Quickly. You got all these guys already, man. Terry Easton, a defender. Kennedy Chandler's not that great of a point guard. Go for Jovic out of Europe. That is a sleeper pick of the draft. Let's see what they pick up. The Knicks are probably the worst picking team in NBA history outside of Obi Toppin. They are dumb. Let's see what they get. Yeah, Jovic. I'm not getting Branham. Osman Dieng out of France. I like him. Another long guy.
I think you got to add some pieces there. Evan Fournier didn't have the best season for the Knicks. If you want to continue to build in the right direction, you got to add shooting.
Let's go.
Yeah, if you're adding shooting, we've mentioned AJ Griffin, who shot 46% from three.
Oh, AJ Griffin's there from Duke too. Oh, that's tough. That's tough, boys. AJ Griffin from Duke. That's tough. He's coming back. Oh, that's tough. They're gonna have to go with him, man. They're gonna have to go with AJ Griffin, bro. I wanted Jovic right here, but Griffin's there. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to pass him up. All right.
Well, again, it's getting louder and louder in here because the Knicks are getting closer and closer to picking who is going to be in the Garden next season.
Jovic
obviously the Knicks and Kemba
or Griffin. I'm happy with either or. If they go Jalen Durant, then and a lot Nerlens Noel, your boy Mitchell Robinson, and they got the kid from Texas, who I think is a stud. That dude is a stud. We'll see what he's about. Come on, New York. Do something smart for once, man. Get Jovic. Get Jovic at the 3. I know Cam Reddish is there, but get a backup. Let's go.
With the 11th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select Ousmane Dieng.
All right, you take a risk. I'm good with it. You take a risk with a big long. I'm good with it. Watch him play, folks. Yeah. Nice pickup. But
he's made a strong impression on pro evaluators with his move to the NBL's Knicks Stars program. He had to compete against much older, more experienced pros to show a level of perseverance with the New Zealand Breakers because they were forced to play an entire season, Dave Billis, on the road in Australia because of COVID. And interestingly, we all talk about who these guys compared to in the NBA, what experience they have under their belt. He's trained with his idol, Clippers wing, Paul George, but I'm hearing that we may have some news here, so bring in our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski.
Yeah, Malika, the 11th pick is headed to Oklahoma City. The Knicks traded Ousmane Dieng, the French forward who played for the New Zealand Breakers last season, to the Thunder. I'm told that the Knicks will get back multiple first-round picks moving forward, and Oklahoma City is back on the clock, number 12. And Malika, talk about some length now. Now you pair with Jang with Chet Holmgren, a 7'1" wingspan, guard, plays like a guard, 6'11" here, playmaker. Struggled a little bit the first half of the season. Can shoot the ball from three. His length, his passing. This is an upside pick for the Thunder here. When you look at his last 10 games of the season in New Zealand, 36% from three, 51% from the field. And here's another player that I got to sit down with and meet. And what he told me was he struggled the first couple months of the season because of COVID restrictions in New Zealand. He was basically locked in his room. And once he got a comfort level as far as to be out there, play basketball, which he loves, he really flourished. This is an upside pick, and now you've got two big guys with ultimate length here.
Coach, thank you. Ousmane Dieng is headed to Oklahoma City, which means he is going to be teaming up with the guy who just sat down next to all of us. That is Chet Holmgren, who is also headed to Oklahoma City. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling?
What are they doing? The Knicks trade the pick. For who?
Well, when you look towards Oklahoma City, just first reaction, what are you first most looking forward to?
They are the worst organization there is. I swear to God. Let me tell you something. Oklahoma City. I don't want to take the roster off. Let me do it from my phone. Their roster right now is pretty stupid.
When I say be ready, when I think about the Oklahoma City Thunder, it's a first-class organization from top to bottom. Player performance. When we talk about guys like Donnie Strack, who's in the
Let's see their roster.
Sam Presti has put together not only a hell of a facility, but a hell of a staff. And you want to look at just
Go put your breast on it.
Just listen to what they say. They're going to guide you in the right direction. I want to tell you this.
What do you make of that advice?
Okay.
My entire career. I got to Oklahoma.
I'm going to be honest with you. Oklahoma City, they're going to be scary defensively. They have so many long players, so many positions that they could play.
Did you know what was going to happen when your commissioner came out and called out Paolo first? Did you have any idea what was going to happen? No. What was the feeling like when you heard that and then heard your name second?
Obviously, Paolo, a hell of a player. I'm proud of him and I'm happy for him. But when I heard my name, there's nothing but excitement and he's ready to get to work.
I want to ask you.
I like his attitude.
Where do you get the confidence and the swag from? I love it, but like when did you, when they finally
He remind me of tall Tyler Hero. What's up? I like that swag when guys not afraid. I'm surprised by Chet, man. I never heard him talk before. He might have that I don't give a fuck in me.
He's not going to have to film your games anymore. They're all going to be on TV.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to need to anymore. At this point, it's like a ritual. You can't break it. So yeah, if he needs,
He's like a tall Tyler Hero.
I definitely think
Okay,
I'll be able to get that for him.
check this out while they talking. Darius Baisley, he's a stud. Lucan's Dort, defense. Derek Favors, Josh Giddey at the point. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. All right, I'm Theo Maldon, the man kid from Florida. Polkovetsky, I love him. Robinson Earl, big muscle. Roby, another big muscle. Wiggins and Kendrick Williams. Not a bad squad defensively. They're going to be a scary defensive team, guys. Oklahoma City going to be scary as hell defensively. Scary. They're long all over.
What are we recording here? Is this? Oh, it's the hat.
Yep. I gotta get the hat on there. I got the whole fit together.
Yeah. What is the dice?
So it's 3 and 4 on the dice. That's my number.
Okay.
3 and 4 adds to 7. 7 was my number with USA when we won gold last summer. I'm big on betting on myself, so I put the dice on the thing.
Roll the dice. You bet on yourself. What number are you going with in Oklahoma City?
I don't know yet. Does anybody wear 34?
Well, if you do, there's some interesting bets that happen in the NBA for players over who gets the number. If someone does, and I don't know off the top of my head, what are you willing to put on the line to get number 34?
I'm going to have to do some thinking about that.
Okay, but don't worry, because we're going to be coming back and asking you. Chet Holmgren, congratulations. Thank you so much. Headed to Oklahoma City. Thank you for spending the time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And very smart not negotiating against yourself on that. Don't remember that.
Exactly. Don't negotiate against yourself. Don't overbid before you have to. We appreciate that. All right. Well, guess what? Another pick is in. Chet Holmgren gets to find out who may be his next teammate. Let's head to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver.
With the 12th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Jalen Williams from Santa Clara.
Oh, he's going to New York. Okay, why don't you just pick him, New York, big dummies? I'm lost. Why don't you just... Oh, they did. They got some cash. New York slick. He slick. New York is slick. They had some insider information that Oklahoma City was going to try to get Dieng, and they said, "Fuck that, let's go get him and get some cash and trade the pick." That's what they did. They rope-a-dope them motherfuckers straight up. He's going to the Knicks, I bet. I like him. This is one of my top 15 athletic players. He's big and long, man. Another long.
Well, he's a guy that made a huge jump throughout the course of his career. He's very productive. Some people call him a late bloomer, but he's continued to bloom throughout his basketball life. He's 6'6", but he's got a 7'2" wingspan, incredible length. He's very skilled, really good in catch and shoot situations. Shot 40% from three. He
Okay.
has an excellent middle game, and he's really good.
Look, his arms almost touch his legs. Long ass nigga. His arms long as his legs.
And an excellent cutter without the ball, but it's just a really confident player that is at both ends of the floor.
Okay.
Oklahoma City, they just have so many picks. I want to show you entering tonight the Magic 8-ball, not quite dice, but 2020.
He get moved.
They have 3 first-round picks in this draft.
I like what they doing though.
Not to mention, through 2027, they have 18 first-round picks. That's the most in the NBA. And our Adrian Wojnarowski has referred to
They need a point guard though.
Experiment for Sam Presti.
And there's a kid at Alabama I think works for them.
Just the investment that Oklahoma City has made now in the NBA draft of gathering up assets and now turning them into young players. They're just 2 years into this rebuild, and you look now at the talent they gathered.
Yep.
Josh Giddey, their first-round pick last
Yep.
year, who had an outstanding rookie season.
Yep.
And then getting Chet Holmgren at number 2
Nice.
in this draft, in addition to Usman Deng and now Jalen Williams
Woo.
of Santa Clara. I think Sam Presti, Oklahoma City.
Great job.
He scouted Chet Holmgren perhaps as much as any player that he has spent time with out on the road. That was absolutely their number one, the number one player on their board. And I think that was proven when Jabari Smith was available to them at number 2. And they still stayed with Chet Holmgren.
I didn't know Presti was there. He's doing some work, man. If they get a point guard, the kid out of Alabama, I told you, one of the most athletic players. He could be defensive mayhem, a sleeper. Look him up. Where my boy at? I'm gonna give you the name. They need a point guard, a backup. This is all backup players, guys. These are all backups, but you need them.
Woj, thank you so much. Many first-round picks for the
What is it?
Oklahoma City Thunder. We'll see them
I gotta get out of here.
again at 30. That was a pick that comes from Phoenix, but now the Charlotte Hornets, they are on the clock.
What are they gonna do? Oh, that's Jalen Durant, easy. Charlotte, Jalen Durant, easy. There's no doubt about it.
I think Mark Williams of Duke could be an interesting pick.
Okay, it's J.D. Davidson, Alabama, who I like for Oklahoma City with their next pick. J.D. Davidson was on my big list.
With LaMelo Ball being able to throw it up to him, and he's an elite rim protector. There's been a lot of talk of Charlotte 13 and 15, maybe Luke Williams at one of those 2 spots.
I want to just put a little bit of context.
Mark Williams, fuck that.
LaMelo Ball, he was the 4th youngest All-Star.
Fuck that.
Ever, 20 years old. A along with Magic, LeBron, and Kobe. So let's look a little bit of a timeline here for where exactly the Charlotte Hornets are. What I just mentioned, the fourth youngest All-Star starter ever, and he absolutely earned it, but they lost early in the East play-in for the second straight season, so not exactly where they wanted to be. They hired Kenny Atkinson as head coach.
Gangstar.
We know that has not come to fruition. He decided to stick with the Golden State Warriors after winning an NBA championship. And then there's Miles Bridges, right? 20.2 points per game. He is a restricted free agent, so we'll be monitoring that closely. I have said it before. To me, when I look at the Eastern Conference, for the last couple of years, we've been talking for just about how
Dalen Terry's interesting here too, but he's another guard. I'm going. Okay, I'm going with Jalen Durant. No doubt about it, right here. Jalen Durant for the pickup.
When you look at some of the Philadelphia 76ers, they have a lot of question marks. What do you see for the Charlotte Hornets here?
Well, just remember, they were right there. They were right in the play-in tournament. And look, you had to have, there was 4 games above 500 this season. Mm-hmm. So they played winning basketball. They played together, and I love what Michael Jordan and everybody in the organization has done for us, giving the keys to LaMelo Ball. This guy's the ultimate playmaker.
What if Hayward is gone? I love this kid too much, man. I keep talking about him. What if Hayward's gone? You got to go with Nikolai Jovic. Huh? What if Hayward is gone? Just asking the question.
And they've made really good incremental progress. They were 10 games above the prior year, 2 years in a row, which is hard to do. I mean,
Mobley's there.
Let go of James Borrego. I would not have done that, but you serve at the pleasure of your employer. But I was surprised by that.
Osman Dieng was a great pickup, and they're loading up.
But I agree. I think Williams is an interesting choice.
Well, and it's so important, right, to have the right head, especially for young players, a young franchise. We saw that with Willie Green.
Jalen Durant, they don't need scoring, man.
An immediate impact in changing that
Terry Eason, Kendall Brown, Caleb Houston. A lot of nice pickups ready, guys. A lot of pickups still available.
They have to get that right first. They also have to get the pick right. The pick is in, so let's head to NBA Commissioner Adam Silver to see who is headed to Charlotte.
With the 13th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Hornets Jalen Duren.
Hey, I'm step back. Mike Jordan got a hit. Great pickup. Nice pickup. Smart move. Smart move. Very nice pickup. It fits with LaMelo.
He may be the most physically gifted big man in this draft.
Yep.
We talked about him being a man-child. I mean, he's physically imposing. A guy who's 6'11" with a 7'5" wingspan. Solid rebounder, a very good rim protector. We talked about Mark Williams being so is Jalen Duren. He led the AAC in rebounds. He had 3 offensive rebounds.
I'm out after this. I'm gone.
Get you extra possessions. He catches everything with
Let's go.
hands, and he dunks everything. And I think he's a pretty good passer, especially out of the high post.
No, he is not. Stop it. Come on, man. Stop. He's not Bam Adebayo. Come on. Stop it. Oh, my God. This nigga's a dummy.
And we talk about being a live threat at the basket, going dribble handoff action, rolling to the basket, opening it up for other people, and he's a pretty good passer.
Well, one thing that we talked about earlier is how much experience in playing against men can matter. And one of the reasons that he chose Memphis, right, was because of the experienced head coaching staff that had guys like Penny Hardaway, Larry Brown, Cody Hopper, Rasheed Wallace. But guess what? He's headed to the Pistons. So that's just in. He will be headed to the Pistons, according to our Adrian Wojnarowski. So he is on the move as the Cavaliers get on the block. And the Cavaliers, they have had such an exciting year. They may be the team that I am most excited to watch next season in the NBA because they are going to be a force. And yes, Perk, they are full of talent.
What the fuck just happened?
full of talented big men. Look at this turnaround for them. Just absolutely incredible. So Darius Garland, Jared Allen, who used to play in this building, the Pro, they were named All-Stars. Evan Mobley, runner-up for Rookie of the Year. You liked him for Rookie of the Year, Big Part.
I did. I mean, excellent shot blocker. He really knows the game really well.
Yeah.
Great feel, great touch around the basket, athletic, runs the floor. But you know what? Shout out to Kobe Allman, Brandon Weems, the front office over there in Cleveland. The way that they turned this around and hiring Coach Bigstaff, getting him in place, and then the culture, right? We haven't seen this type of culture since LeBron James was there. The way that they played last year, the way that they packed out the arena. So shout out to the front office of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Well, they lost in the play-in to Brooklyn and Atlanta, but that was important because they were hurt at that point of the season. You know, Jared Allen worked all the way to get all the way back in order to be even appearing in those games. So now, what is the piece do you think, Jay, that'll take them over the top?
Well, I don't know about the piece that takes them over the top. They still have, I think, a long way to go. But if they're looking for shooting, the guys I would target here, Malachi Branham of Ohio State, who I think is going to be an outstanding player.
Yeah.
And I happen to think is undervalued. You know, you've seen Ochai Agbaji mentioned in this slot. You don't think they're going to go with a big guy. You know, it's going to go. You think it'd be a wing? You think it'd be a wing or guard?
You want to start ball big men.
No, I don't. I think they have to pick a wing at this slot, right? You think they already got elite guard play. We don't know what the future holds for us with Colin Sexton, but we do know that you have a young star in Darius Garland. We do know that Evan Mobley is a young star on the rise. Karis LeVert. I mean, they plugged him in. Once he got situated and once he got into the flow of things, he was pretty great for him. Now you want that two-way defender, right? Now you want a guy that you could just plug in, going to play his role, that you could bring along slowly, maybe come in off the bench, but a guy that's going to provide, give you 15, 20 minutes a game.
Well, and Karis LeVert, obviously, he had to overcome an incredibly scary health issue. We're so glad to see him back out on the floor contributing for that team. He's going to be such an important piece moving forward. And yeah, over the top doesn't mean to a championship, but past the play-in, maybe even making one of those deeper runs, finishing 5th, 4th in the Eastern Conference. That isn't outside necessarily of the realm of possibility if they add the right pieces. So I just want to revisit, because this is all about the draft, your best available, Jay.
Well, the best available, I still have A.J. Griffin up there. He's probably the best shooter left on the board, along with Ochai Agbaji. But mentioned Malachi Branham, Mark Williams still available. I don't expect Cleveland to take a big guy here, and Charlotte could grab him up at 15 next if they wanted him. Ty Washington still on the board from Kentucky. Tari Eason of LSU is a really good defender, really long-armed and athletic.
Well, the pick is in. We do not expect it to be another big, but we shall see. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver has who the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to take.
With the 14th pick in the 2022 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Ochai Agbaji from the University of Kansas.
Ochai Agbaji headed to Cleveland. I had a chance to meet his father earlier. What a fantastic family. This young man has just had an absolutely remarkable rise. His father is from Nigeria. Both of his parents, they played college ball. But he wasn't actually a big-name recruit all the way up to his senior year of high school. An assistant coach in Kansas caught wind of him. He wound up there. He started in 116 games in 4 seasons in Kansas. The Jayhawks, obviously the 2020 National Championship champions, and Agbaji was the Final Four most outstanding player today.
Yeah, Malika, you mentioned it. He was being recruited by mid-major schools his senior year before Kansas got involved and snapped him up. He's what you call a 3-and-D guy in the NBA. He's athletic, a solid defender, but he can really shoot it. I wouldn't call him a shot creator, but he operates off screens, spacing the floor, and defensively, he's got a competitive edge to him. Shot 41% from 3 on 6.5 attempts per game. Good in transition. He can be explosive to the rim, a very good finisher. Led the Big 12 in scoring at 19 a game. what really stands out is that 37 he had against Texas Tech, where he just made play after play when the lights were on, and he's improved as a shooter every single year. He's only a 70% free throw shooter, which is a little bit odd given what an outstanding perimeter shooter he is, but he started at 30% and wound up at 41% from three his senior year.
And you can look and see that year-over-year improvement on your screen. I just want to say though, Jay, there's nothing wrong with us that went to mid-majors. It was just lovely and dandy. I have to rep for the WCC here. All right, that's going to do it for the lottery portion, but we're going to come back with the rest of the first round after this.
Santa Clara's on mid-major.
Paolo, crazy. Chet, number 2.
I can't believe what just happened.
I can't believe what just happened either, man. Let's get into it, man. Let's see what's going on. Look at some real shit going on. Look at the draft boards, look at the situations of the situations, man. This draft board's official. Let me start this shit. Let me start this shit just for fun. All right, let's see if we play up. Get some shots before I get the fuck out of here. I gotta get some stuff done. Wow. Man, it's a guy on here. Shout out to you, man. I don't got a large view, but I appreciate you watching. I'm going to sign off here, guys. I got to get busy, but you know there's going to be an after effect on this. We got through the lottery. A lot of crazy shit's happening. A lot of trades and moves. We're going to talk about that. I really like OKC right now. They're the winners. The win. All they do is win, and we're going to figure out what's next. I'm out of here. Step back, Mikey. The draft. It's getting busy. Peace.